Pokemon Sword is a game that caused a clear split in a community, from cut content to lower difficulty. This raised a question for me. Can you beat Pokemon Sword and Shield with only your starting moves? Starting off this playthrough, I actually looked up a few speedruns to see which language would be the fastest, because if you've played this game, you know how much dialogue there is. Unable to find my answer, I stuck to all reliable English. If I'm gonna skip something, I want to know what I'm skipping. And then I chose a girl, because why not? And named myself AH! Because existence is suffering. And suddenly, I was watching Chairman Rose give his best mime impression to a crowd of people before introducing Leon, the undefeated champion, whose title was as empty as the child who would take it from him. That's when I was rudely interrupted by Hop, my token rival of the game, and I was being forced to leave my safe spot. I took 5 steps when I was given an exposition dump. This is a trend in the game, but I'll spare you the incredible details of how people talk plot to me only for me to stare blankly into their souls. And then came Leon, whose appearance is unsettling to say the least. Alejandro Saab might be able to pull it off though. A few steps later, back at Hop's place, I was given the choice between 3 Pokemon, and chose Grookey, because he reminded me of Bulbasaur. Must be because they're both water types. I named him because if I'm sad, I want my Grookey to be a reminder. Hop wanted to fight me, but I wasn't overly interested in the idea. Shame, I was forced to play with him because he was the only kid of my age that lived in the neighborhood. But after my Grookey aggressively pet the heads of his 2 Pokemon, I was off, sorta. Well, because you see, a Wooloo broke into the forest, and with its safety in mind, I was forced to pursue it, where I met several Pokemon, who were all killed. Thinking I was a god, I encountered a big dog who blasted off more steam than the Colossal Titan as my Grookey's claws went through him over and over to do no damage. I did not win this fight. Rendered unconscious by the blast of steam, Leon showed up to save the day. Kinda. And the adventure began. For real. It's what I would have said if I wasn't immediately forced into more dialogue. Okay, I really won't bore you with these details. I met Rule 34's favorite Pokemon professor, went down the road to meet the Gilf, and then I also used all my pocket change on 154 potions. I would regret this. I then was disrespected by some kid who couldn't beat Hop, and elected to waste my time. I proceeded to obliterate Hop, and battled Hop once more. What? I was given the weirdest friendship bracelet, and then took the train to the wild area. Picked up an Eevee because when I delete this file, I want the soul of this Eevee to be obliterated alongside my symbolic sadness. And this is when things get sort of controversial. You see, I know this challenge will be difficult, so I figured it wouldn't hurt to do a few raids. If you don't like it, click off the video now. If you don't care, then by all means, keep watching. After feeding some Grookey some candy I found in a hole, it evolved. Notice, I said it. I don't care for its gender, only that it can get the job done. Feeling satisfied with my new Thwacky, I finally went to Motostoke and chose a jersey number that we can all be happy with. Nice. I tried to check into the hotel, but the hotels in Galars are similar to hotels in America in the way that rowdy people will stop you from checking in. That's when I decided to intervene. The fools, they thought their simple zigzagoons could stop me. I giggled as my thwack one-shot at everything in sight. After a good night's rest, I got to watch Chairman Rose do another mime impersonation, and got started on the gym challenge. I made it 8 steps before Hop decided that we should fight again. Bad move on his part. I continued to head towards the mines when a postman tried to deliver a beating to my poor Pokemon. Fortunately, his office did do returns. Now inside the mine, I beat the working class and fought Beatty, and for the first time in the run, I was a little shaken. You see, Beatty opened up by throwing some scoliosis at me. I didn't appreciate the gesture, and my Thwacky slapped the little disease. However, the disease didn't like that and broke my little buddy's spine. Now Fred and I used multiple potions, but they seemed effective in the way they only put bones back onto the spine, but didn't mend it. Fortunately, my little buddy is a true American and powered through his health issues to make a living because the government would not help him. And I beat Beatty. I walked a few steps before I was accosted by a sheep, and took a pain greater than anything my little buddy could feel. Upset at this, I went to the gym to get some well-deserved payback, but the game disagreed. I had needed to advance the plot. I had to follow the Yamper. If I wanted revenge, I'd have to mash through more dialogue. The gym was almost a nightmare. The trainers that were dumb enough to fight me now have hospital bills for their Pokemon, but Milo, he was a different story. You see, I thought Dynamaxing would be enough, but I just couldn't do enough damage in the turns allowed. And it came down to the wire, but that's when my saving grace came through. I was in a grass-type gym with a grass-type Pokemon. His attacks didn't hurt as much as they should have. This allowed me to scratch over and over until I won and received my first badge. Oh boy, there's 7 of these bad boys. And this is where I mentioned that this is kind of a preview video. If this video does well, I'll post the rest of the video with this part cut out, or add it, I don't know. But if you enjoyed watching the video, you should be sure to like the video. If you didn't like it, then by all means dislike the video. I'm not going to tell you what to do. And with that, soar on.